Welcome back to my corner of the internet, guys. I am the Lucid Dream, and I spent a good chunk of time yesterday looking for signs of intelligence within the frauditing community and came up completely empty. What I did find, however, was a channel called 420 Audits. And oh boy, we have found another living example of when they said, "This is your brain on drugs." This is what they were talking about. This right here. This guy. First and foremost, though, thank you to all of my channel members and subscribers. If you are new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would certainly appreciate it, and every single time one of you does, a frauditor cries. I promise, I've seen it happen. I also want to thank Aura, who was kind enough to sponsor today's video. It's an incredibly important time to be talking about this kind of stuff, guys, because hackers have stolen the social security numbers of pretty much everyone in the United States. Almost 3 billion records were stolen from the national public data, and that's a massive problem because these records include your full name, your address, your date of birth, social security number, phone number, probably your shoe size. Having been the victim of identity theft myself, when I tell you how miserable it is to try and sort through the wreckage that's left after that, it isn't something I want you guys to have to go through. Even now, every year, I get an email from TurboTax that someone's trying to file taxes under my social security number, and it's incredibly frustrating because all I can do is protect myself for the future. I can't fix the past. That's why I started using Aura. Aura lets me know if they find my social security number, my email, or my phone number on the dark web. They let me know if anyone is trying to use that information to access my credit or my bank accounts, and they give me up to $5 million in identity theft protection should the worst case happen again. We know the kind of people that are out there, guys. We see it every single day. They have no respect for privacy, and they certainly have no respect for other people. So this is really a no-brainer for me. You can go to my link at aura.com/lucidslayer and try 14 days for free. That's enough time for Aura to find out if any of your personal information has been exposed from the current breach and give you peace of mind that your identity is safe. National Public Data has not come up with a direct method to check with them to see if you've been compromised, and honestly, at this point, I really don't think they're going to. Take it from me, I highly recommend go do this right now, because if you're one of those almost 3 billion people, you're going to want to know. Go to aura.com/lucidslayer and try those 2 weeks for free.
I'm going to need you to leave. If not, I'm going to have to contact the postal inspectors.
Okay, well, that's what I recommend you do, because you're obviously not familiar with your rules here. I can point your rules out to you.
For what?
Well, if you'd like to, I'd like to have a cordial conversation with you.
I'd like to know why you're here.
Rules, regulations governing conduct on postal property. It says right here that I can be here for news purposes.
What news are you from? What channel?
I'm an independent journalist.
So you're not. Okay, I'm going to contact my PUM because, yeah, you aren't supposed to be here.
Or an independent, or wrong.
All right.
Let me get that receipt for you.
Ma'am, do you want to be on camera?
It doesn't matter. It's public.
There you go.
And when they call the police and the police show up, they'll educate everybody.
Yeah, Melissa.
I have a First Amendment right to be here. That's what you need to do.
I need you to get out of my post office now.
You need to go ahead and call
Get
your...
out of my post office now, please.
I am not. I have a right to be here. I suggest you call the police and stop being disruptive.
No, you
Because
are,
I
sir.
have not spoke to anybody, and all you've done is come out here and screamed and yelled at me and been disruptive. Please.
Not to prove you wrong there, but you spoke to her,
You don't need to interject yourself.
and you don't need to record me.
Well, I'm going to stand here and do so now.
Well, I do not give my consent to that being
It doesn't
posted
matter.
anywhere.
It doesn't matter. We're in public.
I still don't give you my consent to post it.
The rest of us cannot.
Well, you can. That's the problem. You can. You absolutely can.
And now you have me recording saying that I do not give you consent to post that.
So the gentleman is blurred because I did it. But this moron has absolutely no response to the fact that this man has told him he does not give him consent to post this footage. This gentleman knows the difference between recording and posting. They are two completely different actions. And this jackass apparently doesn't realize that he does not have a constitutional right to YouTube. That might require a little bit more brain power than he possesses.
So unless you want that lawsuit, don't post it.
Take your ID. Okay. What are you?
I think I'm gonna refuse that.
You want to refuse it?
Yeah, I think so. This is the people I think attacked me the other day.
Okay, one second.
It looked, it's like, I can't remember now what it's called.
Okay, how's your name?
So I know that footage at the post office was just absolutely riveting, groundbreaking material. But this comment here is going to be relevant. He's talking about the man in the blue shirt being related to the gun store. That's because this man took this one interaction and broke it up into like 4 videos. So I am combining multiple videos to give you an actual complete story, because ultimately this ends up with him getting in trouble because of an interaction with the gentleman at the gun store, which coincidentally we don't have on video. Imagine that. So now we are going to move on to him standing in front of the gun store.
And here we go. Here comes the police. I have it all on camera. I have 2 cameras, so therefore everything is recorded. The cameras don't lie. They don't lie. I have not broke one law. I have not made any threats. Not made any threats. Did not go inside the premises. It's all on video. Please don't lie to the police officers.
Ma'am, are you with this gentleman?
You can record, correct?
1 second.
Correct?
1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Making obscene gestures towards him and a female. That is disturbing the peace.
No, it's not. It's my
It is
it's my
per
First
our
Amendment
city-
right.
per our-
It's
per
my
our city
First Amendment
ordinance.
right. Do I need to get the Constitution out and show you?
Well, you can.
You're trying to trample on my rights, and it's not going to work today,
What
sir.
I'm telling you is,
You're
they
not
don't
going to
want you
trample
back
on my
in
rights. You're not going to trample on my First Amendment right. Okay, you're going to have to take me to jail in order to trample on my First Amendment right, because I did not do anything wrong.
So
I know
you're
for a
saying that
fact.
you didn't call him an effing fat ass.
Yeah, I did. That's my First Amendment right, because that's my opinion.
Okay.
Just like I think
Well,
you're fat
but
too.
what I'm saying-
You know you're fat. I think you're fat.
What I'm saying. That's
Well,
fine.
I'm telling you, I think you're fat
but
too.
I'm the police.
So what are you going to do
So
about that?
I'm not going to do anything.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not
So
offended.
you're fat. I told you right in front of the police officer, you're fat.
Okay. Sir,
So-
would you like to sign a citizen's complaint?
Take me to jail.
Okay. I'll get a citizen's complaint for you. You can stand right here and I'll get you a court date.
Am I detained?
You're not detained. You just
Okay.
they
So
they
you're
have the
refusing?
ability to. They have the
Are you
ability to
refusing?
sign a complaint against you.
Am I detained?
If they're going to sign a citizen's
For
complaint
what?
against you,
For what?
You're here, so I have to serve you.
For what?
For calling him a fat ass.
He is a fat ass.
Okay. Well, that's
He is.
obscene.
No,
And
that's
it's
not
disturbing
obscene.
the peace.
See, you're
per our
looking.
city ordinance.
You're looking. Now,
No, no,
do
no,
you
no.
do you appreciate your qualified immunity?
I'm going to pull something up for you.
Do you? Let me see. Because if
I'm
I'm wrong,
going to.
I'll
I'm
leave
going to.
if I'm wrong. But I'm
I'm
positive
going to.
I'm not.
I'm going to.
I'm positive I'm not. Do you totally agree with this, Captain?
I agree with what?
What he's saying? Do we have state statutes to back this up? Can we pull up a state statute?
I'm about to show you, sir.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna find it so I can read it off for you.
So you can't call someone a fat ass here
Well,
in the
but
state. I'm talking to my viewers.
I've seen-
I'm not talking to you, sir. I'm
I've
talking to my
seen-
viewers.
okay.
You can't call someone a fat ass here in the state of Oklahoma because it's obscene and you can get taken to jail.
Anybody say you're going to jail?
No, I'm just saying you can if you're gonna issue me
Making an
assumptions.
assumption that we are doing that.
Well,
That's
If-
you,
are you-
you just announced to your viewers that we're doing that, and that's not
that's
we
what I'm
said.
assuming that you're trying for, what you're reaching for. That's why
We
you're
wouldn't be
fishing.
reaching for anything.
Well, I'm just going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right now. And before you even question me, I'd like my rights read, and then I'm going to invoke for an attorney. Because I've done nothing wrong, and I know I've done nothing wrong, because I'm up to date on these state statutes, and you go ahead and look all you want to, but you're not going to find anything there that...
No, I'm just looking
Yeah,
for the
no.
specific
The elements of the crime aren't there. What are the elements of the crime? Isn't there 3 elements? 3 elements? What are the 3 elements?
Someone seriously needs to lay off the amphetamines. So he muted about 2 or 3 minutes of conversation with a police officer. I can only assume he is trying to hide something. I will be requesting the incident report from this day, just because I'm kind of curious, and I also know that he has someone else there, and I'm curious who it is. The officer is looking up the city ordinance for Bethany, Oklahoma as it relates to disturbing the peace. The gentleman at the gun store has already said that he wants to file a citizen's complaint against this scumbag. As we don't have this interaction on video for whatever reason, this is very obvious. They are not giving him a citation for saying the words fat ass. This has nothing to do with his freedom of speech and everything to do with the fact that he was being a f*** in public and the other person involved is filing a complaint. Again, the Constitution does not give us free rein to act however we want, wherever we want, whenever we want. That is not what our civil liberties are intended for. Being a dick has consequences.
What are the 3 elements? Elements of the crime, sir. What are the elements of the crime? You don't have the elements of the crime because there's not one. You're looking to enforce their feelings. You're trying to enforce feelings. You took an oath to the Constitution to uphold the Constitution. Okay? Which is my right.
All right. So, okay, for Bethany Ordinance 132.001, disturbing the peace. Okay? It is unlawful to disturb or alarm the peace of another or others by doing any of these acts set out in the division below. Subsection B, disturbing the peace is doing any of the following in a manner as would foreseeably alarm or disturb the peace of others, using obscene, offensive, or abusive, profane, vulgar, threatening, violent, or insultive language or conduct. Any of those. That's obscene, it's assaultive.
Did you see it?
Okay. You just told, you did it in front of me, on camera.
I didn't say no,
Yes, you
no
did.
foul language. I said he was a fat ass like
What
you.
is it? What do you call ass?
Did you not hear the word insulting in that?
Ass.
That description of that.
Ass is
Fat
a
ass.
donkey.
You're a fat ass. Is what you call that.
Ass is
And
a
you said
donkey.
You did. You said you did.
Okay, well then.
And you did it on
then-
camera
then
and my
good.
camera.
Then write me up.
Well, I'm saying he said he wants to sign a citizen complaint
That's up
against
to
you
him.
for that.
That's
he
up to
said he
him.
did. So I'm gonna go get paperwork so that you can go to court.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing. That's our city ordinance.
Okay.
Verbatim.
Okay. Sounds good. And I don't think they said I'm detained. Okay, so I'm gonna walk off because I'm not detained. And I'm not detained, correct?
I have to give you a copy.
Am I detained?
Yes.
Okay, I'm detained.
Because I've got to give you a copy of this. You're not free to leave until you get a copy of this.
So you cannot call someone a fat ass or you're going to get a ticket in the city of Bethany. How atrocious, people. This is an outrageous.
Well, this is definitely what you call a tyrant. your city ordinance doesn't supersede the Constitution.
Well,
It-
that's
it
why we
does
can
not.
take that to court. That's not for
We're,
me.
we're going to.
What I'm
It
saying
doesn't.
is he has the right to file a citizen's complaint. He's doing so, and you can go to court and you can explain it to
Okay.
the judge.
Sure thing. What am I going to get? A fine?
All right, sir. I need to see your driver's license.
I don't
and
have my
ID.
driver's license with me, I don't think.
Huh?
I'll just give you my name and my date of birth. And this is under threat of arrest if I don't give you this information? My
Well, sir,
information?
I have to give you this. Listen to me
okay.
for a second.
I'm asking you one question.
Can I just tell you something? Right now, I have an offense that you've committed, okay, against another citizen. He has the right to sign a citizen's complaint, okay, to take you to court. He said he would like to do so. In order for me to do that, I have to have your personal information, okay,
Okay.
to be able to fill out the paperwork
Okay, now,
to give you your court.
my question is, if I don't give you my information, are you going to
So
arrest
you're
me?
refusing.
No, you're refusing to answer my question. My question is very simple and it's very clear. Are you
If
going
you refuse,
Okay. If I
you've
refuse,
broken a city ordinance.
if I refuse to give you my ID, are you going to take me to jail?
Do you want to go to jail?
That's not, see, you're avoiding the question. I'm just asking you so that way I'll know where I stand with this.
Yes. Okay. So
Okay,
when law
so yes,
enforcement
you
says,
said it.
Yes.
You said
when
it.
law enforcement says,
You said it. Perfect.
sir,
Lewis,
when- let- sir,
L-O-U-I-S, are you writing this down?
No, I want to explain something to you.
Okay, you already did.
When
You
there's
said that
been
I
an
was going to be
ordinance
arrested.
broken, a
You said
law
I'd be
broken.
arrested is what I heard.
Okay, when there's been a law broken and I have to identify you in order to complete my paperwork or my investigation.
You said
and
I would
you
be arrested.
refuse, you can go to jail. Yes.
You said I would be, okay, well, I'm giving you
Okay.
my information.
Okay.
Yeah, it's freedom of speech that you're trampling on, but that's okay.
I'm not trampling on anything. I'm giving you
They
a
can
court
do
date.
they can do whatever. They can do whatever.
They
We'll take it
can
to
and
judge.
you can. You can do whatever you want. That doesn't bar you from consequences. What's your last name?
Padilla.
First name.
Louis.
Date of birth.
10/11/66.
Something tells me he doesn't actually know the definition of the word tyrant. He's just heard it repeated so many times on YouTube, he's just kind of like a trained monkey. So we're going to skip to the last part of this video, and this is his explanation video, I guess is the best way to put it, where he whines and cries about the fact he got held accountable for being a dick in public.
Hello, everybody. I got to tell you about today's audit. Didn't go too well. I went to a post office in Bethany, and the postal supervisor threw a fit, kicked me out, etc., etc. You know, your normal audit stuff. Well, next door to this post office, there's a gun store. And the gun store owners, they came in there because they seen me in my press vest, and they asked her what was going on, and I guess she told them whatever she did, but she tainted them. So they went back to their gun store next door to the post office, and I was getting ready to leave, and they came out and basically started talking some shit about me to each other and taking videos of my truck. So I stood up and I told them, you know, take video of my truck. I don't give a shit. Here's my license plate. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I don't care. Fuck you. And I gave him the bird. And he and the postal supervisor started conspiring, talking. Didn't approach him, but I can hear him talking about me. And I told him, you know what, if you don't like the First Amendment, maybe you should go to North Korea. And they started taking my picture, so I gave them the finger. I shot 2 double birds. Called him a fat ass again. So when the police arrived, because he called the police on me for that, when the police arrived, they gave me a court summons for disturbing the peace because of abusive language because I called him a fat ass. So now I have to go to court in November for calling this gun store owner a fat ass because he interjected himself into my business, came out there, wanted to be a social justice warrior, protect the postal employee, which she didn't need protecting because, like I said, I was already leaving when they had to do all this. So yeah, give me a minute to get these videos up because I was through with the post office audit when this occurred, so I'd already turned off my equipment. But I did have my GoPro going, and it'll take me a little bit to get this uploaded. But yeah, tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you think the Bethany police officers and the Bethany City Ordinance violates my First Amendment right, freedom of speech, calling someone a fat ass. Let me know. Let me know. Because, like I said, it's not over with yet. I got to go to court. I'm looking for a lawyer, and we're going to go to court. I'm not going to plead guilty to this. Nolo contendo. None of that bullshit. We're going to court. Anybody know any good lawyers here in Oklahoma City, constitutional lawyers, give me a shout out. Give me a comment in my, give me a phone number, or name, or something in my comments, because we're definitely going to go to court with this. Thanks for listening. Comments are appreciated. Advice is appreciated. If you think I violated that man's rights to, I don't know, I don't know. I have no idea what would make him think that I was breaking any kind of law, but
Critical thinking skills have obviously left the chat as far as this guy is concerned. It was explained to him multiple times he was given a ticket for disturbing the peace. He has his chance to argue that in court. This is not complicated stuff. He was not given a ticket because he used the words fat ass, like he is trying to imply. He was given a ticket because he threw a fit in public. He was given a ticket because another citizen filed a complaint against him for disturbing the peace. The Constitution was never written as carte blanche to do whatever you want. Actions have consequences. And in this case, it was a ticket. This guy is a moron. He stalked that man from the post office to his store. I have no doubt. We don't have footage of this interaction for a reason. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you would like to see, and I will catch you on the next one.